Calaroga Shark Media.
Good news if you're a giant tumbleweed. I am Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. A giant tumbleweed the size of a Volkswagen Beetle spotted hurling down the highway in California. Captured on video, shared on Twitter. The poster of the video offered no information about the bouncing plant carcass other than to say it was the mother of all tumbleweeds. That reminded the user of Tumblegeddon. Back in 2020, a swarm of tumbleweeds took over a stretch of Washington State Highway that piled up to 30 feet high in some places. Think about that. Cars and trucks were trapped for hours. Paleontologists have reported the discovery of a remarkable fossil that's a juvenile Tyrannosaur called Gorgosaurus labratus. They found the partially digested drumsticks of 2 bird-like dinosaurs where its stomach once was. Extraordinary specimen opens a vivid window into the behavior, development, and diet of a predator that lived 75 million years ago. The Tyrannosaur Gorgosaurus is a slightly smaller cousin of the most famous Tyrannosaurus rex. The juvenile is probably between 5 and 7 years old and weighed about 740 pounds, 13% the size of a fully grown adult. It would have measured about 15 feet from nose to tail and stood about as tall as an average human adult. Paleontologists say the find is exceptional for a few reasons. One, the bones were articulated and found in place rather than jumbled up for scientists to piece together. The animal is a juvenile, providing a critical window into the time before Gorgosaurus bulked up into a bone-crushing apex predator. But most importantly, the stomach contents were intact, allowing scientists to see that before its death, it had recently died on 2 separate occasions. Good news, researchers at the Peter McCallum Cancer Center in Australia have found that when a particular drug is combined with another cancer treatment, 62% of patients with tumors caused by a mutation in the KRAS gene experienced a positive outcome. This shows promise for people suffering from a specific form of bowel cancer. One of the doctors says, "We're very hopeful this combination of drugs will translate into better outcomes for our colorectal cancer patients." Good news if you're a chicken trying to cross the road. Boy, there was a segue, John. The Biden administration announced that $110 million will be awarded to improve wildlife road crossings across the U.S. in hopes of reducing deadly crashes involving animals and cars. When I was in Australia, I saw a lot of these things. They're pretty cool. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg said in a statement, "Every year, too many Americans are injured or killed in crashes involving cars and wildlife. The projects we're funding today in 17 states will reduce collisions between drivers and wildlife and save American lives." In Arizona, the Kelly Canyon Wildlife Overpass Project will construct nearly 17 miles of fencing and other safety measures along Interstate 17. Wyoming's going to get $24 million to build overpasses, underpasses, and fencing along a rural highway in the state. Colorado, California, and Pennsylvania will also get some funds. Look, man, you can't bring your alligator to the Phillies game. Wally is a 6-foot-long, 55-pound alligator. He was spotted wearing a harness and leash. He was with his human outside Citizens Bank Park. The human said, "We weren't there to go to the ball game. We were there to meet the players. That's what we were there for, and I was invited. I didn't just show up." Wally's not just any alligator. Wally has more than 114,000 followers on TikTok and another 27,000 on Instagram. He's gone viral before in posts splashing around the fountain at Philadelphia's famous Love Park. He's posed for photos at City Hall with the mayor of York and visited seniors at a local retirement home. Wow. Is that a good idea? Apparently. The human explained one of Wally's fans is also a big Phillies fan and happens to be friendly with some of the players and their wives. The team invited the human and Wally to Philadelphia. But by the time they got to the stadium, the players were already preparing for the game. Yeah, you got to plan this, dude. Since they were already there, his friend figured she'd buy them tickets to watch, but she didn't ask about the rules for emotional support animals. The human said, "We were standing in line waiting, and they said, 'I can't take Wally because they're only allowing service animals.' And I said, 'Okay, I respect what your rules are.' There was no arguing. There was nothing." Citizens Bank Park's policy prohibits all animals other than guide dogs, service animals, or service animals in training. But what if I have an emotional support alligator? The human says he wouldn't have shown up with Wally unannounced. "I don't go anywhere while he's not invited. They get invited to lots of places like restaurants and malls." The human said they're not even a baseball fan. "I don't watch baseball." And that's your 5 good news stories for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. Have a great day.